Is it working now? Have we got sound now? I can't believe I've been concentrating on the game, watched the goal going, and then had no sound. I should have read your message a bit better, Jim. No sound. It was all right at the beginning. I don't know why it switched itself off, but we're on now, I think. Let me know, Jim, if it's back on, if you're still there. Ball's headed forward. Ekdal got the ball forward. Headed back by Rodon. Flick forward by Stack. Ball's headed back by Calvert-Lewin. Then it's flick forward. That's well played by Strauch. Laid it out wide. Then got the ball back from Justin. Beal gives it to Strauch. Plays it wider to Tanaka. Tanaka gives it to Strauch. He spreads it wide right to Beal, just coming slowly forward. It's a bit slow from Leeds, the build-up, and allowing Burnley to get back behind the ball. And when they're playing a 5-4-1, you've got to play through the full team, and it's difficult. Nobody's got any space. Okafor's been forced back by Kyle Walker, and Tanaka's going to have to go all the way back to Darlow. Ball into the middle to Ampadu. Closed down. Strauch. Closed down. Tanaka. Chuma is closed down. Strauch plays it down the line. Okafor lets it go. It was James Justin who let it go, and Okafor couldn't make it, and the ball goes all the way back to Darlow. And I thought that the early goal for Leeds might have brought Burnley out of the shell a bit. They're already down. There's no point in sitting back and losing this 1-0. They might as well go for it. They've got nothing else to lose. And I thought the game might open up a bit, but at the moment, Burnley are having none of it. Ampadu coming down the left-hand side. Plays the ball in. Okafor's done a dummy. His players weren't there, but they've won the ball back with Tanaka. Stack now. Plays it into Okafor. It's a bit tight in there, but Stack has got the ball now, but Okafor's committed a foul on Ekdal. Free kick to Burnley. Still waiting for the free kick to be taken. Dubravka's going to take it. It's just a few yards outside his box. Very central. Eventually, he takes it high, right down the middle. It's a free header for Beal. He heads it high back. Takes a deflection, a clearance, and then it has to be played all the way back by Humphreys to Dubravka. Back out to Humphreys. He's had the ball pinched off him, though. Stack lays it into Ampadu. His shot is weak, but Tanaka has a second shot outside the box. He was leaning back, and it's gone over the bar. When Stack played that ball into the middle, I thought, here, come on, here we go. And then when I saw it was Ampadu, I thought, nah. And so it was proven Ampadu's effort was weak, and Tanaka's wasn't much better. Two balls on the pitch. Dubravka's going to take this eventually. Here we go. High into the Leeds half. Headed forward by Strauch. Okafor can't reach it. Kyle Walker beaten to it. Chuma heads the ball back on. In the middle of the pitch. It comes head high to Ampadu, and he heads it back to Darlow. Darlow gets it back again. It's a bit tight, is that? Tanaka slipped and he was sold a bit short by Darlow, and it comes into the middle now, and that's a great recovery by Tanaka, and he gets it through the middle to Calvert-Lewin, who's laid it off. Justin gets it to Okafor. Okafor just wins the throw. It was so tight that there, and I thought when Tanaka slipped, but He brilliantly got back up and won that ball when it was played in to the edge of the box. He nipped in front of Ward-Prowse and took the ball away. Great defending, great resilience there to get up off his backside and get that ball back. Strout coming forward now down the left-hand side, plays the ball through the middle. Calvert-Lewin lays it off to Okafor. Then it comes to Stack. Stack tries to get it back to Calvert-Lewin, but he's beaten to it. But Leeds win a throw, do they? Can't see who that throw was given to. The cameras are on Anton Stack at the moment, but it's a throw to Burnley by the looks of things. Kyle Walker's going to take this one. Down the line, it's over the head of everybody, and Beale can go back and mop the ball up just outside the area. It goes out to Rodon on the far side. It's going to be laid into Bogle. It was Hartman that was in the back of Bogle. Throw goes to Leeds, though, just short of the halfway line on the far side. Throw's taken by Rodon. Well short of Calvert-Lewin, but it's Humphries who wins that header, and it goes out for another throw to Leeds. Just a bit further forward, more like halfway line now. Looks like it's going to be Joe Rodon who's going to take it again. Down the line again. Calvert-Lewin brings it down on his chest. Bogle picks the loose ball up, puts a cross in. Okafor was at the back, but it's cleared away. It's going to be brought down by James Justin, though. He's looking for support. Goes back to Strauch. Strauch squares it. Ampadu squares it even further to Beale. Beale goes out to Rodon. Rodon goes left again to Ampadu in the middle. He gives it back to Strauch over on this near side. Back to James Justin. James Justin goes back to Ampadu. Looking for movement up front. There isn't any. Goes back to Strauch near side. Okafor is so tight in there with that big block that Burnley are playing at the moment, and it's been forced back, and Leeds have got the ball still, but back in their own half now with Tanaka. He gives it to Ampadu in the centre circle. Back to Tanaka. Tanaka's going to go across to the far side to Beale, and Beale's immediately under pressure, goes all the way back to Darlow. Darlow gives it back to Beale. Then it goes back to Darlow. Darlow immediately moves it out to Pascal Strauch on this near side. Goes into Okafor. Kyle Walker's into him immediately, holding him off. Got the ball into the middle somehow, and Tanaka's brought down again. Fleming again. Free kick to Leeds. Taken quickly. They've got to, because they can't let Burnley get back into a defensive formation. Coming down the far sides. They're pushing the back there. Rodon goes down, but there's nothing given. Looked like Anthony had fouled him, but then he plays the ball forward, and it's over the top of Fleming. Darlow can tidy it up and give it to Strauch for him to come back down again. Okafor now. Okafor keeps the ball in, battling against two of them. Chuma was one of them, and so was Kyle Walker, but he's managed to get back to Strauch, who's squared it to Ampadu. Ampadu goes out wide to Rodon. Rodon comes back inside to Beale, who was the last man. He gets it to Strauch. Goes back to Beale, but Justin was the man that they were aiming for. It's been brought down by Stack. It's into Bogle. Can Bogle make it? Can Stack make it? It's a, I think they're going to give a foul on. Was it a foul? It looks like he's given a corner, has he? I don't know whether it was thought that Bogle was penalised there for maybe a handball, but it looks like it maybe it's his shoulder. And Stack was deep in there. It's Hartman who got in the way of it. Difficult one, but it's a corner to Leeds. Over on the far side, the Leeds right. Stack is going to take this one. And it comes now. It's a deep one. Headed up into the air and then volleyed away. to the halfway line where Bogle is. Bogle's going to lay it all the way back to Darlow. Chuma's going to pressurise him, but the ball goes forward. Stack wins the header. Calvert-Lewin can't get the second ball. But it comes down to Ampadu. He plays it to Tanaka, who's moved across to the far side now. Man square is Strauch. If he wants to give it to him, give it to him. Don't delay. Strauch has it now. He's got Justin outside him. He steps on the ball and goes back inside to Tanaka, who's supporting. Seeing a lot of the ball is Tanaka. The ball goes out to the far side now to Bogle. Back to Rodon. On the halfway line, it's Biol. Back to Tanaka. Back to Biol. Into Stackle. Immediately back out to Tanaka. He sweeps it across to James Justin on the left. Puts a cross in, across that 6-yard box, but it was just a bit too far in front of the runners for Leeds, and Dubravka tidies up. Ball down the left-hand side, that's aimless. You can see why Burnley have been relegated. They've been pretty poor in this. I mean, Leeds have probably had about 75% of the ball so far, and Burnley have barely touched the ball in the Leeds half. Welcome to the channel, then, Cathal Whelan. I've just read your things. You have my sympathy. I broke your satellite, so you haven't got the game on. You're just listening to my live stream here. Well, welcome to the channel anyway. It's nice to that you've joined us. As the ball goes down the inside left channel between Calvert-Lewin and Okafor, it goes all the way back to Dubravka. Spread out to the right-hand side. Kyle Walker has the ball. He's put under pressure from James Justin. Headed back inside. But Okafor was coming back from an offside position, leaves the ball alone, and the header goes out for a goal kick. Leeds got a good goal early on, but it's been a difficult block that Burnley have put in. They're playing a 5-4-1, and it's so packed in that final third that Leeds are having trouble finding their way through. They've got to be patient, but they're dominating possession at the moment. And Dubravka's going to take this goal kick, drives it long into the air. James Justin beats Kyle Walker to it, heads it a long way back down the left-hand side. It's Ekdal who goes all the way back to Dubravka. He chips it out to the left-hand side. Humphreys plays it forward, headed back by Rodon, but it goes out for a throw. But it's deep inside the Burnley half, level with the 18-yard box, over on the far side, the Burnley left. The referee's telling him to get back. He's pinched about 15 yards there. It's been sent right back, and quite rightly too. Ampadu battling for it on that with Bogle there. Well played inside, and Bogle's been put away down the right-hand side. Calvert-Lewin's with him. He's got into the box. He's had to be forced back out again. There's 3 against 1 against Bogle there. Waits for support from Stack. Stacker skips inside a couple. That's great play by Stack. On his left foot, he lays it to Tanaka. Tanaka plays a little chip into the box that hits the defender. Appeals for the handball. It comes out to Tuna, and he's brought down by Strauch. And Strauch gets a yellow card for what? It's just a coming together by the looks of things. Tuna went down in instalments there. Yeah, and I could lip read what Strauch said, and I agree with him there as well. But I couldn't repeat it. It's just outside the Burnley box, very central. And Burnley are pushing up and leaving it up to Dubravka to take this one. There's no short goal kicks or free kicks from Burnley. They're going long every time. high into the box. Strauch's under it. It's over his head. Battling with it for Fleming. James Justin has to hack it back over his head and away. It's a good one. Into the middle. Stack and Calvert-Lewin working the ball. Burnley do well. Walker plays the ball back into the middle. Laurent gets it down the right to Chauner. Right on the edge of the Leeds box. He's been forced back. Tanaka takes the ball off him. Well played by Tanaka. And then Hartman stretching for on the floor, trying to keep it in. It rolled agonisingly out as he was trying to get his foot around it to keep it in. It's a throw to Leeds. James Justin's going to take this eventually. There's not a great deal of movement in front of him, so he has to go for Calvert-Lewin. He's been held. Well, Kyle Walker had his left arm round Calvert-Lewin, but the referee says nothing there. Ward-Prowse now spreads the ball out to the right-hand side. Ekdal goes back to Kyle Walker and he gives it inside. Gets it back from Lauren. Kyle Walker's coming inside, but he's still short of the halfway line. Calvert-Lewin puts some pressure on as Laurent gets the ball again, moving left over the halfway line, gets it out to the left-hand side. Burnley not going very far, though. It's very slow and actually going backwards. Ward-Prowse, but he's in his own half now in the middle. Gives it to Kyle Walker. Goes back to Prowse. It's in and out, and it's not going forward. Humphreys now. Gives it to number 11, Anthony. Stop booing him, the crowd now. Ward-Prowse goes back. Comes back to Ekdal. Ekdal squares it back to the number 5, Esteve. He goes out to the left-hand side. It's Humphreys being forced back. And they're back outside their own box now. Ball played inside, but it's James Justin who almost got into theirs. Kyle Walker playing more central now, but he's lost the ball. And then he fouls Ethan Ampadu. And Strauch is saying, well, you just booked me. Ball goes back to Biol. Darlow has it now. Drives it long over the head of Calvert-Lewin. Chauner battling with James Justin. Ball goes over to the right side. Rodon wins the ball. It's picked up by Burnley, though. Going backwards, though. Calvert-Lewin was battling for it. Esteve coming forward now. Through the middle of them. Then Rodon gets across and Esteve's pushed him down just outside the Leeds area. The referee's whistle goes. Good run forward by Esteve. It's the first time that Burnley have actually made any sort of foray forward with any purpose anyway. And Rodon did well to defend that in the end. 31 minutes gone. Still 1-0 to Leeds. It's going to be Darlow. Texas just outside his box on the right-hand side. Drives it high into the air. Underneath it is Calvert-Lewin, but doesn't win it. But Stack heads it back on. Bogle goes back to Rodon on the halfway line. He lays it back to Biol. It's very, very slow from both teams at the moment. Kyle Walker has the ball. It's a throw. It's going to go down the line. Ball comes to Ampadu in the middle. Being chased down. Sprays it out wide to the right-hand side. It's Jaden Bogle now. He plays a ball in early into the middle. Calvert-Lewin chips it forward into the box. Stack can't get there. Ward-Prowse does well. Burnley coming away. Chowner, he doesn't get there. Beal gets in, but it's out to the right-hand side now, and Kyle Walker's got a bit of space to come down this right-hand side. Plays the ball back inside. The number 3, Hartman, moving across, sprays it out wide to the left-hand side. Humphreys now, just on the outside of the box, gives it to Ward-Prowse. He gives it back to Humphreys, who was more touchline-ish now. Goes back to Ward-Prowse. Goes back to Anthony on the touchline. Trying to find a bit of space, but it isn't there. He turns one way, then the other, then goes back to Ward-Prowse, who's more centrally now. He's right-footed, goes all the way across to Walker, who brings it down. He lays it back to Ekdal. Ekdal gives it to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse plays one into the box, but that's a poor quality ball from someone as good as him, and it's an easy catch for Darlow coming onto his 6-yard box. He gets it out to Bogle straight away. Humphreys is going to get a yellow card for that challenge on Stack, I think that was. In his back, Stack took the ball away from him, and then he took his right foot. Yellow card for Humphreys. Stack's given him a hard time so far in this first half. But with 10 minutes to go, we could do with a second. I agree with you, Jim. Walker has always been a dirty player, but what do the commentators say? They say experienced, don't they? They say experienced. Darlow has it. Near side now with Stack. Gets into James Justin. Chips the ball into the middle. Goes out to Calvert-Lewin, inside to Okafor. Okafor gives it to Beal. I'd like to see the ball come forward a bit more. James Justin now on the halfway line. Plays the ball inside for Stack. Gets his foot to it, but can't keep it in, and it goes out for a throw to Burnley. Lauren. Fouled by Ampadu. Ward-Prowse getting off the floor. Taken over to the left-hand side. Played down the line, but it comes to Rodon, and a lucky deflection takes it to Beal. He tries to go inside Humphreys, and Humphreys takes an easy ball off Bogle. Goes up to the right side. Walker trying to keep the ball in. Gets it down the line for Tuna. Stack got in there. I thought it was our ball. I thought it came off. And Tuna's going to get a yellow card here because he threw the ball thinking that it was his throw when it had obviously been given to Leeds. He knew what he was doing, and Tuna's got a yellow card for that. The linesman stood right next to it, and I see what happened. James Justin took the throw and gave it to Pascal Stroke. He picked another ball up, did Tuna, and threw that on to stop the play. Petulant. So he threw a second ball on. Beal has the ball now. I'd just like to see Leeds inject a bit of pace and movement because it's so slow. It comes to Strouk. Strouk gives it to Tanaka, and Tanaka gives it back to Darlow. Darlow gives it back to Beal. Beal gives it back to Darlow, and then Darlow drives it long. James Justin's underneath it. He plays it inside. Calvert-Lewin gets the ball. Laid out to Tanaka. Comes out to the left where Okafor's got a bit of space now. Kyle Walker comes to engage him on the edge of the box. He puts a chip in. It comes to the back of the box. It's still out. And a deflection. Oh, unbelievable. On the 6-yard box, James Justin came in. I thought he was going to slot it in. The defender cleared it. It hit James Justin and bounced straight into the keeper's arms. Unbelievable. And that's the first time that Leeds have moved the ball with a bit of pace and purpose, and they opened Burnley up. Humphrey's been forced back by Bogle. Clearance is picked up. Anthony has it taken off him by Tanaka, who's played well so far. Given back to Strauch. Strauch gives it to Tanaka. Back to Strauch. Right to Beale. Coming forward on the halfway line. Nobody coming to engage him yet. He plays a little ball into Stack. Stack gets it out to Rodon. And it goes. Darlow drives it long. Flicked on by Calvert-Lewin. Bogle working for it. Humphreys miskicks. He's holding Bogle down, but he gets it to Stack. Stack on the goal line, wins the corner for Leeds. His cross was blocked. Stack and Tanaka have had good first halves. It'll be Stack who goes across to that far side to take the right-footed away swinger. And it comes now. It's on the 6-yard box, and it didn't fall for a Leeds player. There's an appeal for handball, but it's cleared, and Tanaka puts the ball back in again. Ampadu turns and shoots, cleared away. And Anthony's brought down by Rodon. And Rodon's going to get a yellow card. Just looking at that cross again. No, it's not a handball there. In fact, it fell onto the thigh of Ekdal there as it came across. And Burnley certainly slowing the play down, really slowing it down. I mean, Dubravka's come right out of his goal. Goodmanson in the crowd there, not involved today. Dubravka eventually takes it, goes long and high. Kyle Walker flicks it on. Tuna picks the ball up under a lot of pressure from Pascal Strauch and actually gets the throw as well, Tuna. Good position for any long throw merchant. Is Kyle Walker a long throw merchant? It must be, because people like Estevez are making their way deep into the Leeds box now, so we can expect a long throw from Walker here. And it comes now into the box. Headed down and smashed away by Stack. There's nobody up front, but Tanaka's working hard to get to the ball. And he's closing down on Hartman. Hartman clears it. And Chowner picked up the ball and left it to Dubravka. He gets it back out to Chowner. Ball played inside to Lauren, gives it back to Dubravka. Dubravka goes to the right. Ward Prowse gets out to Walker. And then it goes all the way back from Lauren back to Dubravka again. And there's still no efforts on goal from Burnley at all this half. And it's no surprise there. Comes out to the right-hand side. It's Ekdal. Puts his foot on it and plays it back inside. Number 29, Lawrence, squares it. Goes across to the number 5, Estevez. Anthony now puts a cross in. It's a deep one. It's so deep it's over the top of everybody, and it goes out past the back post and away for a goal kick. Yeah, I thought that, Jim, about Walker. I just couldn't remember whether he was the long throw merchant or not, but yeah, he was once. He took all the throws. Into the last 2 minutes of this first half, it's not been the greatest of game after a good start for Leeds. Calvert-Lewin underneath this. Doesn't win a header again. Back underneath it. It doesn't win the header a second time. Tanaka gets the ball. He's been forced back. Gives it back to Biol, and Biol goes all the way back to Darlow. Darlow goes left to Strauch. Strauch plays it long ball forward, looking for Calvert-Lewin. Ekdal turns and lays it all the way back to Dubravka. Ward-Prowse trying to get involved, coming deep for it. Leeds squeezing up with Rodon. Goes down the far side. And they win the ball back with Bogle into Stack now on the right-hand edge of the box. He's got Tanaka with him, but he was barged over there by Fleming. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. The referee let it go. Ball goes out to the right-hand side of the edge of the box now for Chowner. He's going to go and try and put his cross in. He does go to the back of the box. And a header by Anthony hits the back of Fleming at the back post. Rodon plays it through the middle. Calvert-Lewin is pushed over, is he? No, the referee's not having none of that and lets them get away with a second one. There's a long shot from 30 yards at least by Tuner, and it's well over the bar. Was it Tuner? Anthony heading that cross onto the back of Fleming. Quite comical, really. But while it's only 1-0, Burnley will feel like they can nick one here. 1 minute of added time. Darlow takes the goal kick. Calvert-Lewin wins that header. Good flick inside by Okafor. It comes out to James Justin on the left-hand side of the box. He has a shot. And Dubravka goes down at his near post and after a second attempt manages to gather it in. Leeds win the ball back with Ampadu in midfield. He lays the ball into Okafor now. Very central. Tries to go through the middle of them. Almost got a second bounce. And then Stack does, but he was reaching for that ball and leaning back at the same time. Hits it high over the bar. And that's end of the half. And wasn't the greatest of games, as I feared when I saw the lineup from Burnley that they were putting the bus out. And so it's proved it's difficult to get through them when you've got 9 players behind the ball all the time. And that, again, if we look at the match stats, you'll see that Burnley have had 1 attempt on goal in that last couple of seconds there. And that's all they've had because they've concentrated on defending. And I don't get it because they're already down. They've got nothing to lose. Some of these players will be leaving the club at the end of the season and will be playing for contracts with other teams watching them. And the tactics have baffled me. And especially when Leeds went ahead 1-0 early in that first half. I thought that might have brought Burnley out a bit because, like I said earlier, there's no point in sitting back and losing this game 1-0. But they haven't. And we are where we are. It's been an uneventful game. Leeds have got the only score of the game. If we could just open up in that second half and get 2 or 3 more, that will take us a couple of... We'll even go above Crystal Palace if we could win this by 3 or 4. I might be hoping for too much, but why not? Just take a look at the stats for this first half. Just bring them up. Let's look at the... This thing keeps disconnecting all the time. I don't know if it's the computer or what, whether it's just running out of memory. Yeah, so Leeds in 14th at the moment. If they could get a couple more goals, if they could win this 3 or 4-0, they could actually go above Crystal Palace into 13th. And every position you move up the Premier League is £3 million extra in prize money. That would take us 9 points above Tottenham, and at the moment we've got a better goal difference as well. That's always worth a point as well. So Tottenham have really got to score 10 more points to actually go above us with our goal difference, and with only 4 games left, that's looking more and more unlikely. But this game isn't finished yet. Let me know what you think in the chat. I'm just going to take a look at the stats and just see how much Leeds dominated that game. Just bring that up. Dominated that first half. Let's look at the match stats. There we go. So Leeds have had 61.5% of the possession and Burnley 38.5%. I actually thought it would have been a lot more than that. Yeah, Leeds have dominated that half, and like Jim says, need a second goal badly, because while it's 1-0, teams like Burnley will think they can nick one on the break, and that would be a disaster for Leeds, because it's one of the games that they would be expecting to win. They would have been targeting it, and they've got to win it. Thanks to everyone who's joined us so far. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please become a subscriber. It doesn't cost anything, just helps the channel grow and keep producing live content like we're enjoying now, as long as the internet holds out. I don't know if it's my computer or the internet keeps going off and on. It's got a real good stream rate at the moment, and it keeps going to nothing just for a few brief seconds. So if it does drop out for a few seconds, guys, I can just apologise for that. There's nothing else I can do. Get your comments in about that first half. What you think? Now, my score prediction at the beginning of the game was 2-0 to Leeds, so I'm in there. I'm in there with 2-0. I think Leeds will probably get a second goal later on, but they need it sooner rather than later. They want another goal early in this second half, just to kill this game off. Because I don't think Burnley are looking like scoring. They've shown no ambition to get forward and want to score goals. So it's up to Leeds to take them apart. And I think Leeds have got to move the ball. It's backwards and forwards between the back four, across the defence, backwards and forwards. It's slow. Get the ball forward quicker. Get the passing quicker. Move the ball quicker. Get the Burnley defence moving around. Start pulling them out of position. And they haven't done that so far. Yeah, I think that Burnley did look a bit more ambitious later on in that second half, in that first half. And yeah, they'll be thinking at 1-0, there's a chance here. We can nick a goal here. We could nick 2. Certainly, if they could draw this game, Burnley, I mean, they're not playing for anything, just to put a dent in Leeds' ambitions of staying in the Premier League, and a draw would really put the cat among the pigeons. Hey, boy. Yeah. Yeah, so Leeds up in 14th at the moment, but Newcastle will have a game tomorrow to go back above Leeds. Crystal Palace at the moment would have 2 games in hand over Leeds if we went above them. But we've got to do a bit more yet. Second half to come. Anton Stack, the goal scorer. And I still think that Metche up front with Calvert-Lewin might be a better 2 up front than Okafor there. Okafor playing inside, it's not his position. He's a better wide player. I've always said that Farker is a bit late in doing his substitutions, but at Wembley he didn't. He did substitutions at half time, so maybe he'll do the same again today. We shall see. I think there's some big games tomorrow involving some of these teams down at the bottom. I'll just take a look at the fixtures for tomorrow. So 3 o'clock, Brentford are playing West Ham. That's not going to be an easy game for West Ham. They're not a bad side at home at Brentford. Wolves and Sunderland, Newcastle and Brighton. You would expect Sunderland to beat Wolves, but the way they've been playing just recently, you never know. And same with Newcastle as well. Brighton are on a good run, and they'll fancy the chances at Newcastle. It's not going well for Newcastle at the moment. And then we've got a game on Sunday, which is one to watch out for. 7 o'clock kickoff, mainly because it's Bank Holiday Monday, and that's a massive game. Tottenham away at Aston Villa. That's not going to be easy for them. Aston Villa looking to consolidate a Champions League spot. And then Monday at 3 o'clock, Chelsea against Forest. And that's going to be a difficult game for Forest as well. So there's more twists and turns to go in this relegation battle. And if Leeds can secure 3 points today, they can sit back and let the other teams worry about what's going on, because Leeds will have done their job. I did say that I thought that if you're giving Leeds a 1-0 win at the beginning, they would settle for that, but I don't want to settle for it. Especially if Leeds play like they have done in the second half of other games and they've sat back and invited teams on. They can't sit back and invite Burnley on because Burnley don't want to come on. They want to hit on the brakes. They don't want to come on. And if this interim manager manages to tactically change Burnley, then maybe the game will open up a bit. And for any neutrals, that's what they want to see. They want to see the game open up a bit and get a few goals in. Anybody got a score prediction for this second half? Let us know in the live chat before the second half gets underway, because we can't be far off it now. We're at 9 o'clock, so in a few moments I would imagine that we'll be back at Elland Road. Two one to Leeds. I hope not. I hope if Burnley score one, the nerves are going to be jangling, not just for me, but the whole of Elland Road. I hope that Leeds can get a second early in this second half and then really put Burnley to bed, because that's what's needed. This is not a good Burnley side that we should be struggling against. Just waiting for the coverage to come back on. It's still advertisements as usual. Can't be far off. Can't be far off coming back on now. Looks like the subs are still warming up on the Ellen Road pitch. The teams are not out yet. Back to advertisements. No one besides me and Jim with a score prediction. I'll say 2-0 to Leeds. But I want Leeds to get that second early in this second half rather than leaving it while the last 10 minutes where our nerves will be frayed and our nails will be bitten. I don't know whether Cathal is still with the channel, whether he's got a score prediction for us. Maybe gone. Coverage is back on at Ellen Road, but the teams are not out yet. Stuart Dallas just giving them the benefit of his wisdom. Looks a bit concerned, Stuart Dallas, and I can understand that. What? Can you believe that if Leeds win this game, 43 points, and they're still not quite safe yet, as the teams are beginning to filter their way back out onto the pitch now. I don't know if there's been any substitutions. Teams coming out now. Doesn't look like there's been any substitutions. Hopefully the half-time talk by Daniel Farker has just given Leeds a bit of a kick up the backside to start moving the ball a bit quicker, start dragging this Burnley side around a bit. It's going to be Burnley who's going to kick off this second half, kicking from right to left. Just waiting for the ref's whistle to go, and it goes. So we are away in this second half. Dubravka, it goes back to, and he drives it long. Strauch is battling for it. Strauch gets his toe in there. Can Okafor keep it in? He does. He plays it just straight back to Ward-Prowse, though. Poor by Okafor there. It's coming out to the left-hand side now. And it comes to Hartman. Hartman's got Humphries outside him, gives it to him. Goes back into the middle. Ward-Prowse was there, but it went all the way back to Esteve. Comes back to Esteve in the centre circle, just inside the Leeds half. Ward-Prowse now. Goes back out to the right. Ekdal gives it to Walker. Tuna plays it back to Walker, but it's behind him, and it's forced him back almost to the edge of his own box. Played inside to number 29, Lauren. Justin closed the ball down close to that far touchline, and it hits him and goes out for a throw. Burnley again, slow. Very, very slow walking to just take the throw. It's obvious their tactic is to slow the game down as much as possible. Well played by Fleming. Got the ball down the line to Chowner. Chance to put his cross in, and he does. It's all the way to the back of the box, across the 6-yard, but no one was attacking it. But it's being pulled back. Ward-Prowse now with a shot. takes a deflection, and then it's caught underneath his bar by Darlow. Stack had a chance to gather that ball as it was played across the 18-yard box and missed it completely. Ball's been picked up by Bogle. Under a lot of pressure, he goes down under the challenge. No, nothing given. Ampadu. Foul on Anthony. Free kick given. Free kick taken, rolled into the centre. Goes back to Hartman. Another yellow card. The referee's dishing these yellow cards out for some pretty pathetic free kicks. He did pull on for his back, but he pulled his arm. Not enough for him to fall to the floor like that. Ball goes out to the right. Looking down the line for Chowner, but it's a ball that's going to drift out for a throw to Leeds, just inside the Leeds half. Justin throws the ball in. Calvert-Lewin hasn't won a header all game so far. Okafor going through the middle as they lost control of the ball and it was cleared. It's been picked up by Rodon now. He goes back to Beal. Beal drives it long forward, looking for Calvert-Lewin. His header is laid off to the right-hand side. Bogle's not going to be able to make it. Hartman lets it run out for the throw. It's deep inside the Burnley half, though, on this near side. The Burnley left. Throw's going to be taken eventually. Crowd booing because they can see what's going on. On the halfway line, the throw is given to Leeds. It's going to be Joe Rodon who takes it. Goes to Stack. Stack brings it down, but Ward-Prowse nips in front of him, takes the ball off him. He gets out to Walker, who's almost had the ball pinched off him. Ball goes out to Strout from Ampadu. Gets it down the line. Okafor now got a chance to attack Walker down the touchline. Has to come back inside. Gives it to Strouk, to Tanaka. Tanaka plays it into Ampadu, back to Tanaka. Tanaka gives it back to Strouk. Goes for a 1-2 with Okafor, but Okafor goes further back to Tanaka, who's still in the Burnley half. And then lays it back to Beal. Beal goes right to Rodon. Rodon leaves it back to Bogle and goes back for the 1-2. Then Stack going for the byline. Puts his cross in. Goes out for a corner off Esteve. Just good into passing by Leeds there. Quick movement and passing of the ball. Open Burnley up, and that's what they've got to do. Stack on this near side. Right-footed away swinger. Hands in the air. Steps up. Corner comes in. Looks like a header was Rodon, but it's flicked off to the back of the post. Okafor blocked. Tanaka puts it back in. Headed high into the air. Justin gets a ball back on the edge of the box. Comes out to Stack. He's got a chance to line it up and shoot. It's headed away on the 6-yard box, high into the air. It gets headed back in by Beal and then cleared out to the right-hand side, and eventually it's going to come out to Walker. Ball's played into the middle for Ward-Prowse. Bit of space in front of him now, and he can spread out to the left to the number 3, Hartman. He gives it back inside to Ward-Prowse. It's been slowed down by Burnley, and Leeds have got back now. Humphreys He's had the ball taken back off him by Calvert-Lewin. He's making his way down the inside right channel. He's got nobody with him. He's going to have to go back and wait for support. It's a little ball back into Bogle. It's a great ball to the back post. And Okafor puts it in. What a great ball by Bogle to the back post and side-footed across the goalkeeper into the back of the net, and Leeds get the second they needed. And that was brilliant play by Calvert-Lewin there. His little back heel for Bogle was superb, and Bogle's chip to the back post was perfectly laid onto a plate for Okafor to side-foot it in across the goalkeeper, past his left hand and inside the post for a 2-0 lead for Leeds. That's great by Calvert-Lewin. And then what a ball by Bogle. Well done, Calvert-Lewin. Well done, Bogle. And well done, Okafor, for his finish. Side-footed into the back of the net. Didn't panic, didn't swipe at it. Daniel Farker was very pleased. Yeah, a very good team goal, Jim. And now Leeds are going to take these to the cleaners. Get another 2, get one more at least to really put this game to bed, because 1 goal and they're back in it. Not that it look like scoring, but kill this game off now, Leeds. Come on. Plenty of time left. Kill this game off. Don't sit back. Crowd are up for it. Hannibal's on and getting the boos, as you would expect, after his spitting episode at Burnley. Ball goes high into the box. Well headed away by Bogle, and was it Rodon who helps it on? Deep into the Burnley half. Brought down by Esteve, laid back to Dubravka. Dubravka plays it into the middle. Ward-Prowse was under pressure. Almost picked off by Tanaka and Ampadu. Leeds squeezing them up now. Calvert-Lewin trying to put the pressure on Dubravka. Gets out to the right-hand side. And Okafor puts the pressure on. The ball is played out for a throw to Leeds. Lauren, who's gone off for Hannibal. This is in Ampadu's long throw range. Ampadu just pointing out where he's going to put it. Long throw, in it comes now. Heads are up, headed away to the edge of the box. Picked up by Okafor, lays out to Tanaka. He's got a chance of a shot, and it's a good shot, and there's a rebound, and it's put in the back of the net. The goalkeeper parried it, and Calvert-Lewin has put it in the back of the net, and that's 3-0 to Leeds. Good shot by Tanaka from the edge of the box across the keeper, kept it down low, kept it on target. Dubravka parried the ball straight out to Calvert-Lewin, where you would expect your number 9 to be, and from a couple of yards out, he's put it in the back of the net, and Dubravka's gone down injured. But it won't matter because it's 3-0 to Leeds. Dubravka's holding his right knee. He might collision with somebody, but the goal stands. Okafor led out to Tanaka on the right-hand side. His shot across was a good one. Parried by Dubravka. And I think Calvert-Lewin got in there. And I think the foot that he put the ball in collided with the knee of Dubravka, but there was nothing in that. So what they're going to do now, Jim, is score a couple more. Get that goal difference. Really difficult for Spurs to be able to pull back on us. Get a couple more. Really put the pressure on those teams below us. Not missing anything. The injury to Dubravka has halted the play. Time for you to become a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, just helps us keep producing this content. -4 goal difference now. Spurs -10. If we could take another couple off that and get it down to -2, that's a huge goal difference for Spurs to be able to turn around in 4 games. Still waiting for the game to restart. Dubravka is back on his feet, but he's bent over. He's not fit yet. Yeah, it's Calvert-Lewin who stuck his right foot out and poked it in. And you can see his right foot collide with Dubravka's right knee. Just one of those things. It's just a football injury. Seems to be okay now. He's still limping a bit on that right leg, but he may be able to run it off and the game gets back underway. The ball goes right wide to Tuna, making a run down that right-hand side, close to the Leeds box. It goes out without him touching it, and it's a throw to Leeds. Justin's going to take this. Ref's pushing him back. Justin's saying it was there. And then he pinches that space anyway. The ball's headed on by Calvert-Lewin. Stack is in there. It's all a bit tight. Okafor hooks it over his head and high into the air to the halfway line. It's headed back in by Esteve. Then Rodon wins the header. Calvert-Lewin battling with Esteve. Does well. Ball goes back to Dubravka eventually. He won't want the ball at his feet at the moment. Immediate gets out wide to Humphreys. Humphreys under pressure from Stack. He goes long. Biol wins that header and it's going to be picked up by Bogle now. Goes inside to Ampadu, to Tanaka. Strauch is going to get it out wide to James Justin with a bit of space down that left-hand side now. Decides to come back inside and then give it back to Strauch. Strauch gives it to Ampadu, makes himself available, goes out to the right to Rodon, and then back to Biol. Biol gives it into Stack. Can Rodon make it? No, he can't, but the ball's deflected off Stack and picked up by Ampadu, and he can bring Leeds forward again. He's dwelt on the ball for too long, but managed to keep it and get out to Tanaka. Tanaka's in the centre circle, looking for an out ball. Goes back to Biol. Biol gives it to Rodon. Rodon gives it back to Biol. Then it goes to Strauch. I don't want Leeds to sit back with another 30 minutes and just settle for this. Don't settle for this. Get a couple more goals. Think of your goal difference. Rodon aims for Calvert-Lewin. It's over his head. Picked up by Annabelle, who immediately gets booed. He goes for a ball down to Tuna, but it's too far in front of him, and Darlow side foots it to Tanaka. He gets it back out to Strauch now. Strauch plays a ball looking for Calvert-Lewin. He can't get there. Okafor's in there. Comes back to Strauch. Stack. Ampadu. Goes back to Rodon. Back to Tanaka. Tanaka can come forward. He'll go out to James Justin. Back to Tanaka. Inside to Ampadu. Okafor now. Right foot. Looks for a cross. Laid it back to Ampadu. Ampadu squares it into the centre circle where Beal will give it to Rodon. Rodon gives it to Bogle. He plays the first time ball inside. Stack goes for the return ball to Bogle, but it was too far in front of him. Bogle's going to work it, but it goes back down the line. Rodon wins the header. Stack in there. Gets the ball down the line to Bogle. It's well played by Stack, that. Chipped in for the run of Justin. Justin gets it to Calvert-Lewin. He can get his cross in, can he? On the byline, he waits for support. It comes from Bogle. Bogle's cross is a low one. It's cleared away easily. There was no quality in that. And on the halfway line, Beal goes back to collect it. Beal again. Plays one down the line. It's flicked on by Stack. Picked up by Humphreys, and he gets out to the right-hand side. Kyle Walker won't see much of the ball in this second half. He's more central again now. Walker with the ball still, then goes long. But it's brought down by Bogle quite easily. Coming over the halfway line, gets the ball down the line for Stack. Can he make it? Stack can make it. His first time ball comes in. Calvert-Lewin's behind him. But Ampadu now, been urged to shoot, but he gets it back out to Stack on the right-hand side. He puts a cross into the back of the box. And it's headed over his own by Calvert-Lewin, and only just as well. Thought it was going to drop in over to Bravka's head, but it's a corner to Leeds. Okafor goes off and Metcha comes on. It's just a pity he can't last a full game. But Metcha is going to cause them problems up front there. He did when it was at Bournemouth a week or so ago. He looked good when he came on. Let's hope he can... Ward-Prowse going off. Laurentino comes on for Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse didn't really make an influence on the game, as the corner is going to be taken from the far side. Right-footed in, swing from Stack this time. Hands in the air. Kick comes in. Free header by Pascal Strauch, but he's headed it wide of the near post. Burnley's lack of ambition in this game has come back to bite them, because they've sat back trying to put the low block, and Leeds have picked them off 3 times now, and the game is gone from now, and they've got nothing now. Stack wins that header, but it flicks off the top of his head and goes out for a throw, which is quickly taken to Hannibal. Boost for Hannibal again. Goes to Esteve. He goes out to the right. Ekdal. Walker being forced back. Ball's been won back by Leeds, though. Played back by James Justin to Pascal Strauch, but it's gone out for a throw. Just short of the halfway line. Thrown into Hannibal. Chuma. Back to Hannibal. Gets out to the left to Humphreys. He goes out wide. Perez gives it to Hannibal. Hannibal plays the ball into the middle. It's cleared away by Beal. Comes back to Hannibal, though. Perez. Ball's picked off by Bogle. Comes back to Hannibal again. It's Anthony now. moves it out to the right-hand side. Ekdal goes out to Walker, just inside the Leeds half. Chowner. And Tino had the ball poked away from him, but it's recycled back to Walker. He plays the ball in. Perez. Fleming gets it out to the left-hand side. Humphreys has a shot. And he must have been offside, was he? Yeah, I thought so. He hit one across. Darlow, made a good save, and it came out at the far post, was tucked in. Well, he's not offside. Doesn't look like he's offside. It's Perez who put it in at the back post. It'll be checked. I don't think he's offside. I think this is 3-1. I think he's being played on by Beale there. I think his foot's behind Beale, unless his arms, as his right arm is offside. This could be 3-1 here. Perez pulled one back for Burnley. Never looked like it. It just depends where Perez's right arm is. He's leaning forward and his right arm's out. And that's it's Stack there. It depends where Stack's right foot is. Offside. Just fractions. It remains 3-0. I thought it was further offside than what it actually was in the end. And Leeds don't want to switch off here. 22 minutes to go, 21 minutes to go. Don't switch off. Darlow takes the free kick, drives it high into the air. Calvert-Lewin underneath it is beaten to it by Esteve. Ball's played forward again. Played out to Bogle on this near touchline. He plays one forward, looking for the run of Metcher and Calvert-Lewin. Esteve. Metcher got to him. Clearance was blocked, but it's picked up again by Burnley in their own penalty area, moving across to the right-hand side. It's given back to Dubravka. Metcher's going to put pressure on him. Calvert-Lewin's putting pressure on. Stack is up there as well. Leeds have put the squeeze on. And Tino plays it out to the right-hand side. Ekdal now coming forward as Leeds have dropped back into a more normal formation from the press. Hannibal. Little ball to the right-hand side. Perez now. Number 12, Humphreys has it now. Not making any progress forward, though. They're going across the front of the Leeds defence, still in their own half, and they're not getting forward. Ekdal gives it to Walker, who gives it straight back to him. Ball played into the middle. Anthony now. Chowner plays the ball down the outside, and it's Chowner smashes it into the back of the net. And Chowner's looked dangerous. Giving a stupid goal away. Our goal difference isn't helping us now. Pascal Strauch again. He had the ball there. He had the ball there and he could have just toe-ended it away from him, but he got it caught underneath his feet. And Chowner smashed the ball past Darlow, didn't stand much of a chance, and into the back of the net, and that's 3-1. Stack going off. Aronson coming on. Longstaff coming on. Tanaka goes off. Stack goes off. Longstaff comes on. Aronson comes on. Yeah, it was a good goal. Unfortunately, it certainly was a good finish. Imagine if Burnley had been like this right from the start. It could have been a whole different game. Hannibal's pinched 5 yards there and has been told to go back by the referee. Humphreys plays it back. All the way back to Dubravka eventually. Walker plays a little ball inside. Brought down by Ampadu. Free kick given, but it's deep inside the Burnley half. Humphreys plays it into the middle. Anthony. It's a foul there on. Ampadu goes down. Getting up slowly. Man, it's coming down the right-hand side now. Walker plays a little ball into Anthony. Comes out to left. It's a poor ball, though. Bogle picks the ball up. Ampadu lays it back. Darlow clears high into the air. Calvert-Lewin beaten to it. Is Aronson going to pick the ball up? He will do. He lays it back to Bogle. And he's just let it run in front of him. But he's got a lucky deflection there and he's got the ball into the back of the net. And Metcher and Calvert-Lewin got in each other's way. When the goal was begging there and they got in the way of each other. Just needed a call from one of them to say, that's my ball. Chance gone begging. Chance to have made this 4-1. Ball's whipped back inside by Justin. And then it ends up going all the way back to Dubravka. Hannibal. More booze. Back to Hannibal. Lots of booze. And he's been pulled back by Ampadu. And he's going to get a yellow card for that. Stupid foul. I mean, he was only just outside his own penalty box. Why do that and get yourself a yellow card? Fleming's going off. Amdouni, Broja coming on. We haven't seen Broja for a long time. Done nothing since his Chelsea days. They're going for it, but have they left it too late? One thing's for certain, the game should open up a bit now. And chance for Leeds to hit on the breakers. Burnley come looking. The referee's just telling them to move the ball back, is he? This free kick? No. Goes back to Hannibal. He goes long, right down the middle of the pitch, looking for Tuna to run onto this one again. Strauch can jockey it out eventually. And Tuna is penalised for pushing Strauch over as the ball went out for a goal kick. Goals headed forward. Rodon can't make it. It's picked up by Anthony, who's playing more central now, Anthony. Kyle Walker plays a little ball inside. Comes out to Esteve. Being held up by Bogle. Aronson picks the loose ball up. Comes back inside. Chipped back in. It's a poor one by Ampadu. Burnley beginning to look a bit more busy. Moving the ball about a bit more, where in the first half they were slow in everything they did. They begin to move the ball a bit now, and it's Hannibal who's just injected that bit of pace and a bit of urgency into their game. Anthony has the ball now. Aronson forces him back. Esteve. And Dubravka. Yeah, I thought that was a bit odd as well, Jim, while the game is going on. Could have interviewed him at the end of the game. But anyway, Anthony now. Cross coming. It's a low one. It's cut out by Aronson. Bogle manages to just chip it out for play for a throw before it goes out for a corner. Taken quickly. Hannibal. Back to Hannibal. Plays it into the middle. Chance for Ekdal to move it out to the right side. Chowner gives it back to Walker. Walker gives it back to Esteve. He'll move it back left again. Anthony got support. Plays a little ball inside. Spread out to the near side. Perez chipped back in. Cleared away by James Justin, but it's going to be picked up on the halfway line by Esteve, and they're enjoying a bit of possession now, Burnley. Rodon picks the ball up. Aronson gets it to Calvert-Lewin. It's a 2-on-1 here. If he can get it to Metche, and it's a poor ball. It's far too far in front of him. Metche was in the box waiting to be able to put that one in. Another chance gone begging. He's picked the ball off, and it's been penalised for a foul. That was never a foul, that. Longstaff there. That was a good tackle, that. He took the ball off Hannibal. He got the ball there. What the hell was wrong with that? Won the ball there, and Leeds were right in on goal with Calvert-Lewin, and the referee's penalised us. Poor referee in that. Well, that was a strange ball out to the right-hand side. I'm thinking that Chowner was actually hugging that right-hand touchline, but he wasn't. He tucked inside, and that's gone out for a throw to Leeds. Throw goes down the line. Calvert-Lewin can't win it. It's good play by Burnley down that right-hand side. It's tight in there, but they've managed to come away with the ball and opened it up a bit. Still in the centre circle on the halfway line. Aronson working hard to press the ball. Comes out to Hannibal. Can't play the ball through Rodon. Deflects off him and out for a throw. Just short of the halfway line. That's behind Hannibal. He wasn't looking. He was pointing elsewhere. The ball came to him. Perez, who's done well since he came on as well. He's looked lively. Esteve, Ekdal. Out to the right, Walker. Walker's going to go looking for a run down that inside right channel, but that's going to skip through to Darlow. Well, I don't understand that either. Darlow was trying to fashion himself a bit of space to be able to clear that ball from his hands. And the Burnley player was getting in his way. What he's entitled to. He wasn't obstructing him. He was just stopping him from having that space, and he was penalised for it. I just don't get that. Poor ball forward down the line. Left hand side goes out for a throw. There's a groan from the Leeds crowd. Dubravka has the ball now. Comes out left to Esteve. Pires deep in his own half. Aronson working him hard. Ball played into the middle. It should have been picked up by Beal, but then there's a handball there by a Burnley player. And it's a free kick to Leeds just on the halfway line. Might have been Broger who handball that. It's the last 6.5 minutes. Free kick that Longstaff's going to take. Chips it into the back of the box now. It can be headed down. It is headed down. Can Walker keep it in? No, he can't. It gone out for a corner. Longstaff going across to take this, getting a round of applause from the Leeds fans over on that far side. Going to be another right-footed in-swinger. Quality needed here. Stick that ball in, 4-1. Relax. In it comes now. Floated. There's a free header. Rodon. Straight at the Bravka, though. Nicely caught. Ball played down the line. Inside right channel. Headed away by Beal. Picked up by Justin. Looking for Calvert-Lewin. Long ball headed away. Can Leeds pick up the second ball? No, they can't. They win it back in the middle with Longstaff. Aronson can get that loose ball. Lays it back to Rodon. Rodon gives it to Justin. Let that go a bit too easy. No free kick. Leeds are getting foots in the way, but the ball's coming out to Burnley on this left-hand side now. Anthony got Pires outside him. If he wants to, Anthony goes in the middle. Then it's cleared high into the air. I think that was probably by Ethan Ampadu. Hekdell in the centre circle, allowing him to come forward. Leeds inviting the pressure on. There's only 4 minutes left and the game is probably over, but we should be dominating the possession against Burnley, not allowing them to have had the better of the game in the last 20 minutes or so. Esteve. Pires. Back to the number 5, Esteve. Yeah, Stack looked tired when he went off, didn't he? He was just come back from injury, so it's to be expected, I guess. Tuner again. Justin did well. Cleared away by Beal. Calvert-Lewin does well. Aronson is brought down in the centre circle by Hannibal, and he's going to get a yellow card. Aronson's not happy with that either. Well, it's dead centre of the pitch. It's only a couple of yards inside the Leeds half. Ethan Ampadu stood over this with 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes to go of normal time. He decides to go back to Beale, and Beale's going to go back to Darlow. He drives it high into the air. Calvert-Lewin's underneath this, brings it down because no one challenges him. Does well, is brought down. The referee's having none of it. He was brought down there. Beale heads the ball back forward. Perez brings the ball down on his chest. And has to go back to Ekdal. Back to Dubravka. Back to Ekdal. Ethan Ampadu picks the loose ball up. Forced back. James Justin's going to go all the way back to Darlow. Darlow can play it inside to Longstaff. Longstaff's got a bit of space in the middle if he wants to. He can lay it out to Rodon on the right. Rodon's first time ball for Aronson down the inside right channel. Can he make it? Hannibal got the ball. Ball going forward, it's too far. Pascal Strop's going to pick that up and lay it back to Darlow. Darlow, right-footed, goes out to James Justin, who steps inside, takes the ball away, gives it to Darlow, who side foots it out because Rodon's gone down. Rodon only just back from injury, so hopefully that's just a bit of cramp. I think I just lip-read him saying that he's got a bit of cramp. Player of the match, Anton Stack. Had a really, really good first half, so not surprised there. Rodon coming off. Spend his 30 seconds on the touchline. Will be coming back on. Looks like he's just feeling that right knee, is it? Looks to be hobbling a bit. Put someone on his place. Don't leave him to hobble around like that. Get him off. Got Bono out there. Put Bono on in his place. Ball given back to Leeds after Darlow put that out for the treatment that Rodon got. Darlow's not going to. It's like Dan James maybe warming up there. It's a bit 8 minutes, so he's got a bit of time. Then there's 8 minutes, although there's a minute and a half of that gone already. Rodon comes back on anyway. Goal kick's taken long, high into the air. Calvert-Lewin's underneath it. He can't win that one though. Ball's played out to Hannibal on the left. He tries to get down the left-hand side. Chowner, who's swapped wings now, plays it back inside to Perez. Back to Hannibal. Hannibal's going to go back out to Chowner. Tries to put his cross in, and it's Breuer left it. and it was crossed at the back post by Anthony across the 6-yard box, and it's gathered in by Darlow at the near post. Calvert-Lewin doesn't win that ball, but Ampadu picks the loose ball up, gives it to Aronson. Aronson gets it back to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin's going to go back. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Jim. Where did they get 8 minutes from? I thought maybe a couple of minutes max. Calvert-Lewin can't bring that one down. Can he keep it in? No, it's a throw to Burnley. Nonto and Dan James, come on. Bogle's going off. Calvert-Lewin goes off. Nonto and James on. Bogle and Calvert-Lewin off. So although it's 8 minutes, it'll probably be a little bit more because that's wasted another couple of minutes. Ball's played into middle. It's picked up by Strauch. Biol lays it out to James Justin. Goes back to Biol, and then Darlow gets the ball from... Goes long. Metcher working hard for it. Can he get the ball there before Dubravka? Back with Dubravka. Dubravka drives it long. Biol can't win the ball, but it's picked up by Ampadu to Nonto now. Back into Ampadu. He's let the ball get away from him, and Hannibal's picked the loose ball up, and they're coming away down the left-hand side. Coming in on the right foot, Donny. Out to Pires, can put his cross in now, and he does. It's right to the back of the box. It's picked to Walker. Walker's shot hits Longstaff. Still in play with Anthony, though. Walker can put another cross in. I'm doing this. That's a poor clearance. Hannibal, his shot was a poor one. It's headed away by Biol, but Burnley putting pressure on in his last few minutes. Hannibal to Walker. Back into Anthony. Laid out to Walker again. Being forced back to the halfway line. Back to Walker. Hannibal being forced back to the halfway line. Can look for a ball down the right-hand touchline, but that's going to be over the top of everybody, is it? No, Anthony managed to keep it in, and it's cleared away by Rodon. And what are Leeds doing? They've just gone to sleep in his last 15 minutes. This is a poor end. Cross comes in again. Anthony on the edge of the box has fired it over the bar from the 6-yard box. Yeah, Burnley nearly got another one. We've seen this happen many times with Leeds, where they've switched off in the second half and invited pressure on. And a team like Burnley, who haven't won a game in 26 games or whatever it is now, have dominated this last 20 minutes. And Leeds can't be happy with this performance. Darlow drives it long. Headed on by Metcher, but it's out for a throw. Ball's going to be picked up now. It's going to be laid all the way back by Biol to Darlow. Darlow's going to drive it long. Metcher's up, flicks it on. Goes straight to a Burnley player, though. Plays inside to Hannibal. Living back. Aronson wins the ball back. Try to fire the ball to Nonto, but it's not getting there. Out for a throw. Taken quickly, Hannibal again. Down the left-hand side, it's Tuna. Gets his cross in. It's a good one as well, but it comes out to James Justin at the back post and he can clear it away. As we're into the last 20 seconds, Metcha wins the throw off Fekdal. And that's the 8 minutes up. It's just a matter of how much the referee is going to give extra now. Throw goes down the line. Cleared away. Ball goes down the line. It's going to skip out for a goal kick. Coming through with Hannibal. Dummies the ball on the halfway line. Comes inside, centre midfield. Comes out to Esteve. Pires on the left. Cuts inside Aronson. Back to Esteve. Picked up by Longstaff, striding thrower through the middle. He's got Aronson with him. He goes out to the left-hand side to Dan James. There's a shot, does Dan James. It's parried by Dubravka, but there was no one following in to tuck that loose ball in. Probably should have gone to Aronson on the right-hand side. That's the end of the game. The whistle goes. A 3-1 win. Satisfactory result. Not a satisfactory performance in the second half, but Leeds have done what they had to do. And that all but secures Leeds' position in the Premier League for another season, thankfully. There's not many teams gone down with 43 points. It's still mathematically possible, but it really shouldn't happen. Thanks to everyone who's watched us. I hope you've enjoyed the watch along. If you have, hit that subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, don't know when the next game will be. I'll have to see when the next one are. I'm not doing any games tomorrow because I'm at work, so maybe Sunday, but look out for an advertisement on YouTube for that one. But thanks to everyone who's joined in the chat. Thanks, Jim, for joining us again. Enjoyed your support. Enjoy what's left of the rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next watch along.